Well, well, well. We have officially arrived at the #1 Super Bowl of all time. But first, before we talk about the greatest title game that I believe has ever been played, let's get to the other ones on the list. Number 10, Super Bowl 44. The Saints upset the Indianapolis Colts 31-17. Number 9, Super Bowl 3. The New York Jets stunned the Baltimore Colts 16-7. Number 8, Super Bowl 36. New England Patriots upset the greatest show on turf in the St. Louis Rams to win 20-17. Number 7, Super Bowl 38. Patriots get their second ring in 3 years, beating the Carolina Panthers 32-29. Number 6, Super Bowl 34. St. Louis Rams defeat the Tennessee Titans 23-16. Number 5, first of 4 straight losses for the Buffalo Bills, was the Giants' second victory since 1986, 20-19. Number 4, Super Bowl 32. This one's for John. Broncos beat the Packers 31-24. Number 3, my personal favorite, Super Bowl 43. Steelers beat the Cardinals 27-23. And number 2, Super Bowl 13. Pittsburgh beats Dallas. The Battle of Champions, 35-31. And now, number 1. It's funny because when I put together my list of the greatest 10 Super Bowls of all time, I wasn't really sure who to put at number 1 because I had several, games I wanted to put. Giants and Bills was a clean game. I thought that could potentially be number 1. Steelers Cardinals was an amazing game, high quality, drama, everything. I thought that could be it. And then of course Steelers Cowboys in Super Bowl 13. The way that the Cowboys came back late and the fact that it was a battle between two of the greatest teams in league history. But I decided to stick with this game because this game had everything you could ever ask for in a Super Bowl. It wasn't very high scoring, but it was emotionally huge. One team was looking to assert itself as perhaps the greatest team of all time. Another team, inconsistent throughout the year, had made a late push and was trying to get a Super Bowl for their longtime leader. Number 1 Super Bowl of all time, Super Bowl 42. The New York Giants defeat the New England Patriots 17-14. The New England Patriots, wow, what a team they were that year. You had quarterback Tom Brady, 50 touchdown passes. You had an offense that scored 589 points and a defense that gave up 274. For a total of 315 point differential, 19.7 per game. NFL records. Not points allowed, but differential and points scored. Then you have the New York Giants, a team that 20-point differential for the season, average 10-16. Not a lot was expected out of them when the playoffs started, but man, they rose to the occasion when the playoffs began. Went on the road as the 5th seed into Tampa Bay and upset the Buccaneers. Then they went to top-seeded Dallas. For the 3rd time they played the Cowboys this year, and for the first time this year they beat them 21-17. And then the NFC Championship game, they upset Brett Favre in his last game as a Packer, beating the Green Bay 23-20. This game deserves to be number 1 for several reasons. 1, the storylines. 2, the drama. 3, the ending. 4, a young quarterback came of age. And 5, all the other subplots that surrounded it. Michael Strahan, the defensive end for the Giants, the leading sacker in team history, was trying to win his first ring. Lost the Super Bowl in 2000 to the Ravens as a member of the Giants. Had been on the team since 1991. Was looking for his first title. And then he had the Patriots going for 19-0. The only team to ever start a season 16-0, 15-0, or 18-0. Incredible, incredible team the Patriots were. They blew out practically everybody. But this game was not a game they did that. Giants, they started off strong in this game. Drove down and got a field goal to kick things off. No pun intended. And this game would be very, very interesting to see how the Giants played against Tom Brady. Because Tom Brady had pretty much been like a hot knife through butter, dissecting every defense he went against that year. The Giants had an answer. The 4-3 defense that they run involves heavy, heavy pressure on the quarterback. And anytime you can rush Tom Brady up the middle, you have a very, very good chance at beating him. And the Giants did that all day. Sacked him 5 times, far more than he'd ever been sacked in the regular season in one game. And Brady failed to get comfortable in the game at any point, failing to touch 300 yards and only throwing for 1 touchdown. But he would drive his team down, and they would get a field goal, and they would get a touchdown, prior to the end of the first half. It would be on a 1-yard touchdown by Lawrence Maroney. The third quarter would eventually be scoreless. And then the fourth quarter came. The Giants had already started a drive, and they tapped it off with a touchdown pass from Eli Manning to David Tyree. 5 yards. And it was kind of funny because in the practice, a couple days before the Super Bowl, David Tyree had, quote-unquote, the worst practice in the history of practices. Only caught 1 pass the whole practice and dropped everything else. His teammates were jagging him. They said the ball was beating him up. And it was in that practice. But when it came time to play on Sunday, he played well. And it was good enough to give the Giants the lead midway through the fourth quarter. But Tom Brady and the Patriots came roaring back. They would put together a long drive. It culminated in a 6-yard touchdown from Tom Brady to Randy Moss. Not only did Brady set the record for most touchdown passes in a season, but Randy Moss set the record for the most touchdown receptions in a season with 23, beating Jerry Rice's record of 22 from 1987. But Patriots left the Giants with too much time. Eli Manning came on the field, composed, controlled, no fear in his eyes at all, very confident. And he started driving his team down the field. But then they ended up hitting a 3rd and 6. And Eli Manning, it was a 3rd and 5, pardon me. Eli Manning runs around, looks like he's been sacked, gets out of it, and just heaves the ball downfield, right in the middle of the field. And who's there to make the catch? David Tyree. Catches the ball over his head, leaping over Patriots safety Rodney Harrison, one of the fiercest hitters in league history. Tyree catches the ball, brings it down, holds it on his helmet, falls down for the 32-yard gain. When that happened, I wasn't sure at that point in the game whether the Giants would win. When Tyree made that catch, I knew the Giants are going to win this game. A couple plays later, Plexico Burress, 13-yard pass from Eli Manning with 35 seconds left, and that would pretty much be the end of the game. The Patriots failed to move the ball on the next possession, few incompletions by Brady, and a key sack that lost several yards, ended the game. The Giants had upset the Patriots 17-14 to be the world champions. This game is number 1 for several reasons. For one, again, like Super Bowl 43 against the Steelers and the Cardinals, it went down the wire and was a late touchdown with 35 seconds left. It involved a great catch by Tyree, even though it wasn't a touchdown. It was an incredibly athletic grab over a defender. But the fact that the Patriots are going for an undefeated season, that they were huge 14-point favorites, that the Giants really were supposed to get blown out of the building, and the fact that the Giants played them tough and held them down throughout the game, all the storylines, that's what makes this game number 1 to me. And besides, it was an incredibly entertaining game to watch because you didn't know what team was going to do what next. You were on the edge of your seat from the time of the first kickoff to the end of the last play. You were on the edge of your seat, and that's why I consider Super Bowl 42 to be the greatest Super Bowl of all time. All right, this is the first top 10 list I've done this week. I have 4 more planned. Tomorrow's top 10 list will be the top 10 players who have not been inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Quarterbacks, wide receivers, defenders, you name them. Some players get into canon and some do not. Why do some get in and others don't? Talk about all that stuff tomorrow night. Thank you all for listening. Have a good evening.